She's the absolutely fabulous BAFTA award-winning actress, documentary maker, campaigner and all-round national treasure, Dame Joanna Lumley. She's backing a bill that would completely ban British hunters from bringing endangered and vulnerable animal trophies back into the country. Ahead of a vote in Parliament next month, I asked her whether she thinks the campaign will be successful.
I think we're pushing it an open door anyway, because there's enormous cross-party support for this. There are just one or two glitches. One is that I believe, and you must correct me on this because you know parliamentary procedure, that you have to have 42 members in the House on the day of voting for a particular bill. There will always be troublemakers, there might be one or two, but unless you've got 42 actual MPs there. Now, this is going to be on a Friday when most MPs go back to their constituencies, and they might not be there, which means that yet again, which is what happens in Parliament, as you very well know, things get kicked into the long grass. They're not exactly denied, but they just have vanished again until they're hooked out. And that we're running out of time for these animals. The countries where this shooting takes place, we've seen the population of all these wild animals dropping and dropping. Now, there's a danger of any bills, just people go, well, I'm not so sure about this, maybe I'll just leave it till the next time. Mumbling and scruffling and putting. You've all MPs have so much on their shoulders. They go, is this really important? And the point about this, the trophy hunting, and trying to get it banned, is that it is critical for the world and for the life of the wild animals and for the people of Africa. Because some of it is being sold as completely falsely as conservation. It is not conservation. It's being sold as something that can keep the African communities alive. Absolutely not so. We found some statistics which say that, statistics which say that it's something like you can make 70 times as much money from photo safaris rather than actual safaris, and that photo safaris provide 11 times as many jobs for the African people around those places. So anybody who sells it as conservation or something that they're doing with the Africans is a lie. Anybody who pretends that it is in some way increasing the species is a lie, because where they banned trophy hunting in Kenya, for instance, the populations of the lion and the elephant rocketed. In the countries where they allowed trophy hunting, it's gone down, dwindling. And the hunters shoot. We call them hunters. They're not hunters. They're shooting animals which have been bred from babies from a bottle, put into a compound, and they have a win. They know that they're going to win. They're going to be allowed to go on shooting at that animal within the compound, like shooting fish in a barrel, until they get it. They pay a lot of money for this. I mean, it is something so horrible and so hellish. It's really hard to imagine that human beings who we know, a lot of people in England, we think this is a big American problem. This is the American gun lobby. These are the people, that awful man, Walter Cammy or something, who shot the lion, that beautiful lion. But it's people from this country, all kinds of people from all walks of life go out there with guns to kill animals and bring their trophies home.
But is it the case, though, Joanna, that you're to Cecil the lion, who was a beautiful 13-year-old lion who they coaxed out of it, away from his habitat in Zimbabwe, and then shot him. And as a result of the publicity of that, the number of people from America going to hunt lions actually reduced. So in a way, it's the other end. We're talking about the other end, aren't we? The imports, not just the ban on trophy hunting in Africa, because we can't control African laws, but the import, if we can put the controls on here, on the import of those products.
Exactly. You can stop people coming back with the heads or the bodies or whatever they have of their creatures and bring them back into this country. So if you don't permit people in this country to bring back their trophies, we hope that it will kind of rather lessen the attraction of this vile sport. It's really hard. Nadine, we can't right the world's wrongs, but what we can do is small things which will have a huge impact. At the moment, it feels as though the world is quite often spinning out of control. There are so many tragedies that we can do nothing about. We can send a bit of money, we can send our prayers, we can keep our fingers crossed. But this is something we can do something about.